church family, thank you so much for joining us this Thursday morning for your daily devotional. We are continuing to look in Leviticus chapter 23. We're going to be in verse 13 as we continue on from where Brother Brent left off, looking at the sacrificial system and some of the regulations that were required by the Israelites to atone for sin. And so in verse 13, we're going to read, it says, its grain offering is to be 4 quarts of fine flour mixed with oil as a fire offering to the Lord, a pleasing aroma, and its drink offering will be 1 quart of wine. And so here the writer is just giving the Israelites an understanding of exactly what the Lord required. And so the whole purpose behind all of this was not only atonement of sins, but it was to remind the Israelites of the work that God would one day do to atone for their sin. They knew that a Messiah was coming. Now, they didn't know it was Jesus Christ, and we know, if you go and read the New Testament, that they didn't recognize that the Messiah was Jesus when he came. But all of this was foreshadowing that event, right? This, even I don't know, we can call it a prophecy. It's almost still like a prophecy, as it's kind of pointing to Christ. His body would be broken like bread as an offering, his blood poured out like a drink offering for the Lord, and that would be a pleasing aroma to the Lord as an atonement for our sins. And that's why we take the Lord's Supper today, to remember the work that Christ did for us. That's why we take of the bread, to remember his broken body. That's why we drink the grape juice, right? Is to remember the blood that was poured out for our sins. And so not only should we remember that work that was done on the cross for us on those days that we take the Lord's Supper, but we should really be reminded of that on a daily basis. We should always remember that sacrifice. So, and we should let that influence how we live our lives on a daily basis. So a couple of questions that I want you to just kind of work through as a family. One, what do the bread and wine symbolize? So we just talked about that. You may have to rewind the video just a little bit to remember that. But I think it's important for us to really be sure that we really understand what those symbolize. And then the second question, how do you live every day in remembrance of what Jesus has done for you? Hey, church family, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I hope you will engage with those questions. Let us know what you thought. Let us know what some of your answers were. Hit us up on social media. Maybe shoot us a text or email. We want to know what these devotions mean to you. More than anything, we want you to know, church family, that we love you and we're praying for you. Thank you.